to?
10.9 Palliser, because we attended the AGM last week. 10.9.
Sorry, does Mark have to read off the presentation?
Not there.
It's not there.
Oh, yeah.
This
So
meeting is being live recorded. How's that sound?
Very good.
we'll have us, I was thinking that too, yes.
I just noticed that. I'm like, wait a minute.
So under 10.10, I would like to add Centennial Park lighting.
10.10.
10:10. Okay.
Under 10.11, we will add meeting or reports. Anything else?
In the ongoing business, 11.5 AER, I just added it into your package as information, so. But again, it is not really pertaining to the complaint that we sent in previously, it's just decommissioning.
Can you explain to our new counselors what that was all about?
Yes, I can do that when we get back
that
to
was-
it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody like to adopt the agenda as amended? All in favor? Carry. Assuming we have no guests. Administrative reports, public works.
Okay, Public Works, along with his daily infrastructure inspection of the village. We assisted this year in weed spraying from, which was done as a in-kind donation to the village. The village provided the chemical, and Alan Larson, along with Dale, with what was the company's name?
Establishment.
No, not Sandersbury, sorry. From Drumheller. Anyway, he loaned the truck and the equipment as an in-kind donation to the village, and they helped spray the village. So,
Yes. Awesome.
so again, hopefully our guys will be doing the course this winter, or James will be for sure, and then in the spring we'll be able to control that a lot better. So the sidewalks, as you can see, are completed. I think they did a good job, so possibly something we can look at in the future, doing our own sidewalks. The cameras are installed at the shop, on the highway. Campgrounds are winterized. The campers are all now gone, and the campground is closed up. The last 2 years, we've had too many vandalisms, damage to the pedestal last year, the year
Picnic
before to the
tables.
cook shack,
Yeah.
picnic tables. So it is blocked off on both sides. The only access in is to the rodeo side, where the girls are still using the arena and riding in there. And again, coming up later in conversation, the village truck, and he's been working on getting quotes for the gate for the sewage lagoon. And snow fences up and around the village. Has anybody noticed anything unusual? No? Everything's good there?
So after snow flies and, or you can put the chain back up on the far side of the campground?
Yeah, as soon as
As soon as
the
they're not using
rodeo is
it
done,
anymore.
yeah. Yeah, I just gotta get confirmation with them. I think they do have a schedule that they're working off of when they're riding and training and all that stuff, so I'm sure they must be done sometime.
Until that time, would you put up don't you have a chain near the ball diamond, near that corner that?
Yeah, what you're saying right
Okay,
off
here,
the
so
left fence.
just so you see, this is how it actually looks. He's got blocks up. These are,
Yeah, I saw those.
he can move these quite easily. So, there's one on the highway and there's one inside, right?
Yeah.
And then
Off
there should be
the
one
second.
at the by Miller's
Left field.
residential.
Oh, is there one up there?
There should, I believe so. Yeah.
I know they were
Picture.
all along the side, but he hadn't put them in place yet, but
Oh, yeah, he's, okay.
if he wants to move
I
stuff
didn't,
around.
I didn't look up there.
He's got to move
Oh,
the
yeah,
blocks,
it's just-
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you see anywhere where snows, I mean, it might be too late for snow removal, for piling up.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how old our snow fence is. But I'm wondering if we should start maybe looking into,
We have an awful lot of it.
I know we
Yeah.
do, but I don't wanna replace it all, but I think
No,
we should start
we have
replacing the
been.
worst of it, like
I
one
think the
roll,
last time was you.
one or
replaced
two
one for you.
rolls.
Yeah,
Oh.
we bought that plastic stuff and
Yeah.
it lasts like 2 years. And
Oh,
Yeah, it's not worth it.
no,
No.
You might as well
Okay.
go with the,
wood
I don't know
slats.
what
the wood slats, you get them off the UFA, that's up beside
UFA, I
Kingdom,
can't remember,
or
they were
maybe
about,
co-op and,
I can put
I
that
just
as
want two
note
rolls.
wood slats.
can't remember
Yeah,
what the cost was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just start gradually replacing the worst ones. Anything else?
Well,
I just had one question. I'm noticing a lot of cracks right on Main Street by the store, where the main intersection is, by the boulevard
Pavement.
the pavement,
pavement.
okay,
The manholes, all of a sudden, I just know that they're cracking, like the whole asphalt's got this
Yeah.
spider web of cracks, and it just seems like everything's just decided to move up and down.
Look at that one on 9.
Yeah,
The
there's something
corner
going
gets
on.
dropped Down, eh? The
I
sewer
swear
pipe
there's
dropped
something
down,
going on
dropped
underground.
down.
We're getting worried if there's a leak or a spring or something. I don't know how we check it out, but you could pop a manhole, I suppose, and have a look. But
Okay.
that's the only thing I got.
No,
On
there's
the
just a
Broadway.
camera down there if we need
Yeah.
to. I could get one. It's no problem.
Yeah.
yeah.
WRC has one.
WRC has one too.
Okay.
Okay, good to know. For the office, since our organizational meeting, we attended a session for uploading the electors list back to Alberta Elections. Make sure that we do it right the first time. Attended Palliser Regional AGM with Councillor Dufala and Hannah. For strategic and asset management, continuing to move forward. The quote for the hydrant repairs came in way under budget, so happy to see that. And just got a notification here just before this evening. Jenna had applied for another grant with Fortis for the solar, and we were awarded $7,500. So that will go towards the solar project.
Oh,
So, yeah, so that was a really quick one that came up, and she's just submitted it on our behalf, and we got it, so yay. Other than that, continuing to move on and try to get the office organized and getting there slowly.
Any questions for the office?
I'm gonna give a report on her, what she's done.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I didn't have my book. Here, this one is mine. So hi, I'm new. Laura, I started on the 20th. I helped out with the municipal election. I was checking people in, verifying information, just being that friendly face at the door. I am working with Yvette to help train and guide me in the understanding of all the basic proceedings of the office, whether that be accounts payable, receipting, invoicing, filing, answering the phones and helping people as they come in, all that jazz. I've been working on bylaw violation complaints, starting to streamline and condense the process and the timeline, because in previous times they've been kind of, hey, you've got a violation, but nothing ever really happened. So I'm trying to condense it and make sure that the remediation process and I guess finalizing that bylaw complaint is completed and the door is shut, and move on to the next one. So far, 7 residents have been contacted. 4 have been contacted at least 3 times. One of those violations has been fully corrected without the use of remediation. Public Works and peace officers are to begin said remediation this week. Tagging and towing vehicles, there are a couple in the back alleys that need to go, as well as cutting down overgrown trees. I attended the organizational meeting. I took the minutes. They were all great. I made you guys your training booklets, your condensed AB Munis booklets. Modules 6 and 7 you should have
Coming up today.
coming up. What else? Oh, the newsletter. That's my new baby.
Yep.
The November issue was mailed out at the beginning of the week in November 3rd. And I want to start and kind of create a community collaboration piece. So residents themselves, I'd like to have them involved, whether it be recipes or little stories in the village, whether feel-good stories, little news pieces to kind of keep everybody connected. And anything that council wants to see in the newsletter, whether it be bylaw reminders, snow removal, special events, anything, let me know. I will add it. Along with Yvette, I completed that municipal webinar, and it gave me some good insight as to how to complete and send off that register list. And then something else that we discussed in the organizational meeting, if we flip this over, is an approximate comparison of personal devices for council.
Yeah, so it's gonna come up in the agenda. I do.
Okay.
So it is on the agenda for you guys to look at. She's got all different devices in the schedule. Yeah. So,
But I did talk to my brother. He works for Itopia, a tech and IT company out of Calgary. We discussed kind of the best possible device, and he thinks a laptop, especially since we're going to be using a lot of Word, a lot of just basic admin work, something like a laptop that has a keyboard that is all in one, he thinks would be best, and I kind of agree with him.
my pad might be a little overkill for council, what they're gonna do for the costs, so. But let's,
We'll discuss that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And the other thing too is we will, in her administration report, include all the violations that are
Okay.
being done. So this will be part of that report that she will submit and you will see prior to. So if you see something in violation prior to, then you can bring it up in your councilor concerns
Okay.
at the end of the meeting. If it's not,
All right.
we're being dealt with. Yeah.
I think that's it.
All right, thank you.
Just so you know, 2026, we will be enforcing our bylaws. They're there. So unsightly, unregistered vehicles, too many. I mean, these are all things that are up for discussion. If you know, there's people that have unregistered vehicles that more than two.
It's just hard to tell. It's just hard to tell now too without the new sticker on plates, right?
Yeah.
So the person P or whoever has to come out and actually run the plate, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a bylaw, so.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
That's it.
is that it?
Yep.
Any CAO strategic or,
That was all.
that's all there?
included.
Okay, all right. Don't want to move to adopt these 3 reports.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
All in favor? Carried. October 8th, regular council meeting, 2025 minutes. Anybody want to move to-
I'll make a motion to accept as presented.
Anybody see anything they needed to talk about? Nothing?
We weren't here.
No, I know.
That's what I said.
Yeah, well,
They could still approve it as read though. I think, because that this will
how do
always
they
happen.
approve something they haven't read?
But no, they read it. It was in the
We can
package.
read it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, all in favor,
Yeah,
carried. Well, I mean, they could have had questions about it. I
Yeah.
guess.
yeah, okay. No, they tabled everything. It was the
October
quickest meeting ever.
29th. 2025 organizational meeting. We want to move to,
I believe that was the one that we said about the new remuneration for counselors.
mhm.
Did we get it wrong?
I thought you did. I think, because I thought we moved everything, we just took it down, so the meetings less than an hour, I thought we'll move to 80 and then 120 and 200.
There was 2 different till December 31st.
Yeah, no,
And then
I know, but I thought
Oh,
on the new one, I thought I read it still at 40 and then 120. I could be,
I can't get it in my Google Drive.
I finally read it. Mine.
yeah, works good once you get there.
Well, I've had no issue
Once you
getting
get
it
in
to
there.
Google Drive till today.
So meetings less, okay, as of January the 1st, we have meetings less than 1 hour, still 40.
Yeah,
Regular meetings are
80.
120.
I thought they were 80.
No,
That's what they
till
were
December,
Yeah, that's what she's talking about. Till
till December 31st,
December.
it's 80.
No, she said after January 1st.
Yeah, and January 1st, it goes to 120.
Yes.
Okay,
What about the less than
40.
40.
now?
It's that now, and it was, I thought that's what it was on this one, 40, 120, and 200.
I thought we did 80, 120, and 200.
I'd
I
have to
believe
look
it
back.
was the motion.
I thought it was 40, 120, 200. Because
I
we
could
said
be
some of
wrong.
our meetings could be 15 minutes.
I could be
long,
wrong.
under
That's
an
just
hour.
what I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, no, because we had the conversation.
Yeah.
Because we had discussed about it as, I don't know, I remember Martin saying, well, if it's 25 minutes, that's $80 for 25 minutes, that's, rather than just keep it in the 40, anything under an
Anything
hour.
over, an hour is 120.
Yeah, everything under is 40.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was 40, 120, 200.
Yeah, and I think
I can-
as we did this from now to December was 40.
I just
Well, we
remember,
have-
I just remember the session moving the scale down, like moving it all down one, so the 80, they went instead of 40, 120, and 200, or 40, 80, 120, went 80, 120, 200. That's what I thought, but
Oh,
if that's what
Well, what,
you guys remember.
what do we have, what should be written down?
yeah, it's in our, it'll be in
I
our
remember
notes.
discussing it. I remember discussing it, but I don't think we moved to the 80.
No, I don't think we
Okay.
went to
I don't
the
think we
80 either.
did.
And that could be, I don't.
Because I was
I
concerned
thought we
because
did.
there's sometimes like, we'll do a Zoom meeting and it's
Yeah.
10 minutes long. It's just to do one motion and it's just, right? And I remember
Yeah,
thinking, I don't know if I feel
Right.
right getting paid $80 for a 10-minute Zoom meeting where I didn't even leave my computer.
and I
at
agree
home,
with you.
right?
Yeah, but I think in that discussion, it came up that after the aftermath and the work that is being done after that could be 3, 4, 5 hours. Is what we were
Yeah,
talking about at that point in time.
Yeah, well, no,
We can have a 45-minute meeting or a half-hour meeting
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
put in an hour ahead of time for the
Yeah.
meeting.
normally our 15 minutes meetings.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have maybe one a year that's under an hour.
Mm.
Like
So-
it doesn't happen very often, right?
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with that trade. I'm still in my. first-
9 times out of 10, the only reason we would have a meeting under an hour is if there's an urgent motion that
Yeah.
needs to be done, like a water main break or something.
Yep.
And it's like, but we have to have a motion on it, so we would do a Zoom meeting on it,
Oh,
right?
for sure, yeah.
And then it's just basically,
5 minutes. It was always
meeting, you adjourn the meeting in under 5 minutes, right? Because it just has to be done.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's what we both had, 40, 120, and 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the current was 40, 80, and 120 over 4
Okay.
hours. So,
My misunderstanding.
okay, no,
No, it's all good.
That's your one.
we can definitely.
I get one like per section, right? So 4.0, I get one, 5.0, I get
Absolutely,
one.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
Does somebody want to
Yeah.
move to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
All in favor? Carried. Unfinished business industrial project.
Okay, so this one got approved at a previous council meeting, but the project that was approved was not, how do you say that?
Well, it didn't make any sense.
No, because, so I included, this is the whole project here. So basically what we're working on is this swale ditch road crossing right in here. And then we have phase 1 of, putting in water, sewer,
Mhm.
everything, and then phase 2. So what we had approved for 59,000 was to do some twin culverts. But then everything that's coming down is going to be plugging up the twin culverts.
Mhm.
So they had come back and suggested that that was in the September,
Well,
yeah,
just to-
September 15th,
Just to go back though, we
yeah.
were just doing the twin culverts down at the low end of the industrial.
Yeah.
So anything, we weren't,
Whereabouts from here?
so it would be down here.
It's at the crossing. the
Oh, right there.
Second, yeah.
So we were gonna put them in for 59 grand, but we weren't gonna do any of this work up here. So anything that come down here and washed away from here would ended up in plugging them culverts. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This way, if we go this way, now I'll let, because you guys weren't aware of that. Right? So now we got some continue.
Yeah. So the scenario 2 is what they suggest instead of doing the scenario 1 that was approved by council, do scenario 2, which was in your package. There was the revised, sorry, okay, here we can just pass that one around, or do
Yeah.
2 and 3, which came out to a little bit more, which would be a better project than just doing. I can go print that one off for you.
Yeah, it was an extra $53,000, right?
Yeah. So, but they believe that if we were only to do one or the other, the 53,000
Would
is
be
better.
nice.
But they would like to see us. But again, we still have a grant application out there that we will not know about until, I think it's March,
So we won't be
For
doing
the-
any of this
STIP grant.
work until then anyway.
How much is that grant for?
We had
If we-
submitted in for quite a big project, sorry, I don't have,
No, that's fine.
that's,
It did make sense to start at the end instead of the beginning, right? Is what they basically said to us.
Cart before the horse.
Yeah.
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 We talked just doing the twin culverts and then just, yeah, that didn't seem to be the most, best use of our money. So,
We don't really need to do anything with it.
We don't need to decide this tonight. No, this would be more
No.
information, right?
Okay.
well, yeah, there's still time to do this if you wanted to, but it's just if you feel more comfortable leaving it to find out about that grant, then we can leave it.
That's what
right?
I would. I
Okay,
would like
so
to do.
we'll just get a
I see
motion.
no rush.
I just had one question on their bids.
Yeah.
They doing, the spray grass, what do you call that? The
The grass seeding.
grass seeding, the hydro seeding,
Yeah,
but there's nothing about any watering afterwards. And I've been down this road before, and if we don't water the hydro seed, you might as well not put it on.
yeah,
Because we had that on Carol's there, that was nothing but weeds. Where they did the school, they watered it off the fire hydrant. It was great in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
yeah.
But if we don't look after it, it's not part of the bid.
Okay, so that would be something that we can make sure that when
Yeah,
it
it
comes
gets watered.
time and,
Otherwise, the town's gonna be watering
Yeah.
themselves with a garden hose.
okay, so we'll make a note of
Yeah.
that,
Good call.
watering. Okay, so we just got a motion to
Table.
table.
I'll make that motion.
When do we want to table it to?
We just table it and it'll
Yeah.
stay on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be on there. We'll just table it until we're ready to.
Table until we have the result on the grant.
Yeah, till it's dealt with.
Yeah, okay.
All in favor? Carried. Half-ton evaluation.
Yeah, so we gave it to you guys last time. Any thoughts on the half ton? Do we just limp it along or?
Well, we're gonna have to limp it along till we find something.
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter, we have to do something.
Can't we decide on a number now, like a dollar value? We want to spend? And then you've got relatives in the business, you've got relatives in the car business,
We cannot,
or
actually, we can't do that.
or we can talk it out to tender or whatever.
Where would that money be coming from?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Reserves, that's the only.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would think, I'm kind of with Martin on as far as limping along for this, winter here. You don't need, when it's not hauling, you don't need the
No,
springs.
no,
and
we don't
stuff
need
like
it till
that.
spring, right?
And then let's look at the budget, look at what we can do with the reserves and go from there.
No, I
Kind of
agree.
put it on our radar, but it's not like, it's not an emergency to
No,
throw, 50, 100.
The only thing I
grand at
will
something.
throw in with that is it doesn't hurt them to be looking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, information is free, right? It's
That's right.
granted and it's given for free, so there's no reason why we can't look into it a little bit
Yeah.
deeper.
Yeah.
That's all I mean,
He can
I
phone
agree.
it
We
up.
gotta put it on the radar, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then at least we got a number in front of us and we can
So-
actually look at it.
We can't give you, like, I can't give you my nephew. I can't.
No.
tell you the phone.
So what we'll do,
So-
look, no, we'll order the spring and then it'll have to be installed
Yeah.
by somebody else because we just don't have the
Mhm.
lift or anything to do that. So,
Mhm.
Do we actually need the spring repaired? We're not hauling with it.
Well, it's probably sitting.
Sorry.
And I just, on one of my
Like,
trucks,
how
I
bad is
have,
it broken?
yeah, well, you can have one of the
Yeah.
leaves is broken,
Well, it's not a
but
safety hazard.
no, and if you're not hauling anything, it's really not gonna make it.
Don't typically go down.
Just tell them not to fill that fuel tank in the back.
I
Well,
do
yeah,
have-
that's part of
Let's
the
see the leaf
problem,
or whatever.
So on 500 gallon slip tank and half it.
Yeah, so we should, now that we have diesel in town, we probably don't need that slip tank.
The leaf is sticking.
It's,
half
well,
out
it's
the
broke,
side.
so
There's a
it
picture
rattles
It's
sideways, right?
on
on the drive,
on
yeah.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sticking half out of the set. It's in by the spare tire. So it looks like the back half, but I mean, if we're not carrying weight on it, it would be fine, but it all depends.
Well, and
There's also, there's a bent, the frame's bent from the prior
Do you know what year this truck is?
96,
Yeah,
98.
or something,
94.
wasn't it? 96.
Just trying to
Use that truck.
find it.
I thought it was a
It was in your
I think it's
packet.
it's an 07.
It was in your packet.
Yeah, I
think
swear.
it's
It's a 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah,
$148,000.
Yeah, that 148,000 kilometers,
Do you-
so that's not including idle
Did you have a
time.
quote on the spring?
no,
1500.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1,500?
Yeah.
Couldn't remember.
Estimated costs, okay, with the new tires, broken release spring
Yeah, I
is
did see it. I just couldn't remember the numbers.
1,600 estimated total with the labor, potential labor, right?
Yeah.
And then tires. So we're looking at probably, $3,000 just to tires and that spring for the winter.
I mean, tires, obviously, safety
Well, we
concern,
have to
you
have
need to
tires.
do that. That's $1,300.
This being 265/75 or 17s for 2007 Ford F-150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Probably.
mhm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Um. I know where we can get tires for $700 all around installed. Legally. You might definitely funny.
No, I wasn't thinking that. I wasn't thinking that.
We want to look on the budget, and I don't see why it's $1,600 per leaf. Is that including labor?
Probably.
Yes, I know.
Yes, that's including 4 to 7 hours of labor. And
Coming with a 2-year warranty?
I do.
Those,
It should come with a warranty because it's being done by a certified individual, is it not?
Yes.
Right, so it should come with a
Certified
warranty, right?
Mechanic, yes.
And to be honest with you, we probably would be able to sell this down the road. We're not gonna get $1,000 out of it or whatever, but
Yeah.
We could maybe send it to auction and maybe do a little bit better than that. We could set
So
the reserve bar.
I'm gonna just make a motion that we replace the leaf spring. And talk to Red about
Yeah,
the tires,
I can have the tires in here in 2 days.
the cheaper tires on it.
Yeah.
And
We
then
can
start
get-
looking for
that
a
might-
truck.
Yeah,
We can spend a couple of months in actually looking for a truck. We're November now, right?
Doesn't have to be a brand new truck.
Well, you're not gonna get a brand new truck.
No.
I could also include the tires being busted off and installed, just not balanced.
This could last till spring.
Just a thought.
Maybe,
okay.
maybe.
So,
Just
So, but I gotta ask this question. Is this you doing this or no? Okay, I had to ask that question. No? Right. Is that become-
pecuniary interest.
so we're gonna just say we're gonna replace the rear leaf spring.
Yeah.
And replace
Tires.
tires.
4 tires.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
We're,
in
there's,
there to get the $700 tires.
Yeah.
from-
Yeah,
It's
so,
black markup, just.
No, it's all
No,
good.
no, I'm
No,
just
they're,
teasing.
they're completely legit. They're just Japanese made, that's all.
No, and that's, I was just gonna say to her that, I can't remember. Like my tires on my truck are 20-inch.
Mm.
Yeah, so I got them at. Oh, is it OK Tire? That's
OK Tire.
by Canadian Tire
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And I got a
From Nick.
Black Hawk or something.
Yeah.
They were $600 cheaper than anywhere else installed.
Well, I'm sure I can.
And I've had no issues with them tires, had them all summer. They're wearing well. They're, so, I mean, there is cheaper ways to go. I know that.
No, this would be actually done by a certified actual tire shop. I just know the owner and have known the owner for 30 years.
I'm good with that. You talk to Yvette, give her the tire shop.
We're good with getting deals.
Yeah,
Perfect. All I need to know
100%.
is the tire size. I need
Size,
to know
yeah.
what it is, what the rim size is. I need to know if it's 265 or 375,
Yeah.
70 or 17s or 16s. I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're stock that come on the Ford
Yes, they
F-150.
are. Yeah.
So they're probably 16s or 17s, and they're probably 265 or 275, 75 or 16s. It is what it is.
Yeah, they didn't look like 22-inch rims.
They're not. What those, yeah, 6 years ago. I think it was.
so do we want to set a limit of up to?
I can also look into the Leaf too.
Okay,
Well, we
Well,
go
we-
up, let's just go up to the
Okay,
quote that
that's
we
fine.
have, and if we
Do
can
it.
get less, then we get.
okay, up to,
Just
Up
talk
to the
Yvette
$2,900.
about it.
Okay.
You guys, you, Yvette, and James can figure it out.
Yeah.
So what was the total price on this right now?
20, it said up to
2,900.
29.
Up to 29?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
I say just
Mhm.
approve it up to 29,
Okay.
and we'll work and get
Yeah.
it down.
okay, that's in my motion, up to 2,900.
okay.
All in
Yeah.
favor? Carry.
We didn't say tires as a service truck and,
Well,
Rutherford
I
as
mean,
well.
realistically, in a year from now, if we sell it and we have new tires on it, it looks better.
Right.
Well, not only that too, but I mean, safety of who's ever
Safety.
operating that.
Yeah,
vehicle,
yeah.
100%, 100%.
Okay, PR,
We don't want the shop truck sliding into cars
No.
during the winter.
No, not at all.
that truck put on a lot of fire miles too. Going to fires
Oh, yeah,
over
that's
the
right,
years. So it had a lot of, it's had a lot of hard miles.
Well, that's what I mean. It's 140,000 K, but idle time is probably what, 300,000 K.
Well, it's gone at,
Because we left that thing running at the,
I used to ride with Malcolm to fires and we were governing that thing out continually going down the highway.
Yeah.
At 140. So,
110.
yeah, the RMS pilot project.
So we're just looking for a motion from council to allow PR Palliser Regional Municipal Services to use Brownlee as legal counsel, which is no cost to the village anyway, to provide information on our pilot project.
Yeah, I'll make that motion. It was in the package.
Any questions or anything? All in favor? Carried. Pump 3 quote.
Okay, so came in well under our budget, so it costed us $3,148.20. So we just sorry about the organization of everything. It was just where things were coming in. It was already sitting in the package, but typically I would like to try to get these together with the other policy emergent matters that we were discussing, which is further down the agenda. So we'll just accept this as information. It'll come out of our repairs.
Okay.
Operating repairs, right?
You don't need anything on that anyway. Your
Just-
TV's out.
TV would just leave.
What's that?
TV.
Oh. Yeah, it's still recording, but I don't know why it does that. Stays on all day, and then comes time to this.
Because it's in a meeting.
Yes.
Request to purchase
Oh,
land.
was there a motion to accept that as information?
I'll make a motion
yeah.
to accept this information.
Yes. All in favor? Carried. Request to purchase land.
Okay, so this was another one that past council decided to leave to this council. So in your package on the table today, 6.5. Ross Douglas, who is purchased the very corner lot, 435 Frederick Avenue, is building a very
On the backside.
large home there. And would like to purchase, if you look at the back side of it,
Yeah.
the land. But now this land here is all one parcel. It has not been subdivided yet. So in order to sell any land here, you would need to do survey and subdivision. To be able to sell him that land. So it's just something you can look at. I told him council's not gonna sell it out from underneath him. I mean, there's nobody else. But he would like to, he owns these two parcels here and he would like to consolidate this piece in with it to make it larger.
Well, those aren't the right. This is gonna be a little
No,
smaller than
yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they've
actually-
changed.
It almost
Yeah.
lines up,
Half.
it almost lines up with
Half of
this,
that one.
it almost lines up with this line here. Just about.
Well, it looks like there's a jog off on here, but.
Oh, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit more in, but anyway, so that's something
Not to
to,
scale.
if,
Well, you better be.
if you guys would like to consider, and then we can discuss again at the next meeting. So,
Well, I guess I got a question. So we're gonna pay to do the surveying and we're just gonna pay to do the surveying.
with village, you would typically pay for survey and subdivision. And then sell the land.
We would survey the whole.
The only reason why it could be done this way is because he doesn't require any services.
What is
So-
the cost to survey and subdivide that section?
Probably be about, anywhere between 10 to 15,000.
Okay, and 15,000, and not putting services into that lot is obviously gonna save us funds. And if we sell it, we should recoup that surveying
Correct,
subdividing cost.
yes,
And so essentially, he'll be paying for that, and the rest of the stuff is already done for free.
and then you'll collect property
And then we
taxes.
collect property taxes on this.
Yeah, because that's.
But which isn't gonna be much on a vacant.
No,
spot.
but then it's subdivided and it's laid out.
It's consolidated with his property.
Yeah, it'll go out.
That's per lot, you meant, sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
Per lot, 15,000, you said per lot
No.
No,
for
the whole thing.
for the
The
whole
whole
thing?
thing.
Yeah.
So,
Now, are we
Oh,
gonna,
yeah, but-
sorry,
No.
are we gonna cap on however many lots are gonna be purchased by one single purchaser? Or is that something that we're gonna take into
You-
consideration because someone could buy that whole lot? And they could do whatever they would like, or are we gonna just? Like, has anybody brought that up?
Well, it's gonna be broken down into.
I understand,
Individual lots.
I understand.
I know what they're saying.
But you know what I'm saying, so here, I'll show you. So I wanna buy a lot. Okay, so I buy a lot. Being at that one, and then I wanna buy 1, 2, 3, 4 lots adjacent to it. Are we gonna put a cap on that for individual people purchasing that lot, or are we?
He would have to build on it with.
Right,
Yeah.
that is, and
So-
what is he planning on putting on that lot?
so, no, it's just gonna be basically his backyard.
Just his back.
Right, so actually, we would be kind of shooting ourselves. in the foot.
Exactly, I
We'll be taking money away from that future development. If you're looking at doing something with it, yes, it still has to be paved. Yes, you gotta put in services, but then just like what we did with all the rest of the area,
Yeah.
then we sell them as service lots. We
Yeah.
get residents living there.
Yeah.
If you sell part of your subdivision
Yes.
as a vacant lot
Mhm.
for somebody's backyard, that we get very little tax dollars
Yes.
for.
We've got
That's
that
the
right
point I
over
was
here
trying to make.
behind James's house.
Makes sense?
Well, doesn't James live right here?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
So right behind James's house,
Yeah.
there's a spare lot that Kapanucks bought
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
We can't get taxes off a garden. It doesn't pay nothing. So I
think it's the wrong
do too. I'll be honest
Direction.
with you. I don't.
for the subdivision.
Not only that too, but being that it's a new con area, I think we are shooting ourselves in the foot if we sell the lot just as a garden, because we could have investors that could move into standard and put an actual foundation in there and build a lot that actually builds infrastructure for us.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that helps the community entirely.
yeah,
We're
So-
gonna get a lot more taxes if there's a building on that.
Exactly.
correct. but just so that council's aware, we typically don't sell lots unless there's services to them, right? So
And that
that's
would be part of
way down the
developing
road.
that,
Yeah.
down the road.
I think
Yeah.
that's a key factor and a key
Yeah.
element in this. Being that it's new construction too, right?
Yeah.
Because that's gonna bring a lot to,
Yeah.
the standard.
Yeah.
No, it's a valid
I,
point.
I think that's something that we have to take into consideration.
I agree.
100%.
But we have another subdivision on the go right now, so this was be just a flat out for the next phase or another phase,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would think we're just
Just not
keeping that
ready.
there, that land in our back pocket.
Yeah.
For future development.
Yeah.
I think if we sell it as a backyard, I think that's the wrong direction.
Okay,
Make a motion.
so
Put that into words, yeah, so I would, make a motion to retain that area in question of the potential 6 lots for future development.
Any other conversation? All in favor? Oh, did you have something more?
I just wanted to say that maybe that should be, in the future, it should be considered for, people who are actually gonna be building on it.
yeah,
Well, that's what I
future,
said, development,
future
not just,
That's all.
Not just
lots for
gardens,
development.
grass.
yeah.
You asked me a question.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Okay, don't worry about it. We're good.
Performance anxiety.
No, it's all good.
So
It's all good. I'm just,
All in favor? Carried. Cost for iPad.
okay, so should be in your package 6.6.
So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I know nothing about all of this stuff that's
Yeah.
written here. So I can look at the money. But when I start reading stuff on computers, I have no idea. So I hope somebody else does.
Well, actually, just before the meeting, I was thinking about that, and I kind of agree with Laura's summation there. Is like, because we all like the keyboard, right?
Mhm.
Like I had to do my meeting reports on my phone. It was like, oh, this is painful. And so even the iPad, if we do the iPad, then we still want the keyboard with it. You're trying to make it into a laptop. Why not just get a small laptop and all in one thing?
laptops are a little bit more affordable too, especially with the same gigabytes and the storage that they have here too, mentioning 64 gigabytes here.
I can ask you a question.
Sure.
What's the difference between a ThinkPad and a Chromebook?
So
Brand.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
didn't think that.
I'm gonna inject myself here for a second. A Chromebook is basically Google's answer to a tablet with a keyboard.
Yeah. Okay.
With a Chromebook, it is on their own Chrome OS system. It's very hard to integrate any Windows, any external drives that you want, whether that be Word, PowerPoint, Excel. It's a little, you can do it, but it's incredibly difficult to keep and maintain. If we were to go with something like a Chromebook, we would be fully switching over to Google Drive.
I recommend.
On the plus side to a laptop, it doesn't necessarily have to be this ThinkPad one here.
Dell had one too, we were looking at. It was-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Having a laptop itself, we can connect it to the internal village server, so that there would be no middleman, there would be no Google Drive for counselors to find all of your packages, all of your documents, all of your notes. It would all be in one central area.
And as for cost, do we have a total cost amount on how many iPads or laptops we are looking at currently?
no, because we were discussing this is to see if we could, piggyback with somebody else, a bigger corporation purchasing stuff, right? But we haven't quite got that far, so. But so this is just, I think,
Decide on what
We
we
just-
want.
Yeah, and I think a bit more research, like we've done a lot already, but just things change all the time in computers. But like I said, there's different options for, it doesn't have to be specific like a Chromebook, but like I said, Dell had one out. There was a couple different ones that we just have to come up with a price and compare the operating system and
I do know the difference between an iPad and a laptop.
Yeah.
And I would rather have a laptop.
yeah, for the keyboard. Yeah.
Mhm.
Totally. Like, what you're talking about is about this size. Dell did have one that was actually more the size of a iPad. I think it was an 11-inch or something.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can get smaller, you can get
Yeah.
bigger. It's very personal preference.
There's a lot of brands out there too. HP also makes a pretty
Yes.
good product,
Yeah.
which is the
Yeah.
same kind of ordeal.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know this.
they're kicking around the door of 250
Yeah.
to 99, somewhere in and around there. So
As long as it runs my.
I think it boils down to
But-
cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Is
So let's-
it the only one? No, that you had, these all had touchscreen? Yeah, they did. Okay.
So the ThinkPad does have a touch screen. The Chromebook does not. iPad and of course the Surface
Yeah.
Pro tablet, they're obviously going to have a touch screen.
Well, I know a little bit, but not a lot, so I'm kind of closer to Martin's mentality is I'd be happy enough to leave it in the decision of people smarter than me that know kind of what we need and just kind of make something happen and see, then we look at the cost and see if we can actually do it. As opposed to my input anyways, like, well, this brand over that brand or whatever. I don't need to be a part of that.
No.
But I think we could approach, a distributor from a different angle and say, look, we're looking at purchasing a multitude of these. Can you give us a little bit of a better price?
For sure. I mean, this is not a big number. We got 5, right?
No, but
I do know that the typical deal cut, as soon as you get up to, I think it's either 5 or 6. It's quite a low range that once you get up to 5, you get quite a big price cut per device.
So I think then we should look at having, the difference between 5 and 6, because then maybe we buy one, if it's better at 6, then we'll buy 6,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One gets
Say
busted.
we'll take
Oh, yeah.
someone to meetings or whatever where she goes and.
Yeah.
And then it also works as a spare.
not only
Yeah,
that.
But I have this laptop that is mobile, right? I can operate with this right into
Right.
I can remote right into this office with that laptop. That's from Unisoft, so it's all set up just to directly get me in here, so.
I was also going to mention user friendly too. How familiar are you with a laptop?
With a regular computer.
With the regular computer, better than I am with an iPad.
Yeah, so you're
And
familiar.
I have
with
an
Microsoft
iPad, but I
rather than-
struggle with the iPad.
Yeah.
And how does everybody else at the table feel about them?
I know nothing. I have my little tablet, that's all. I don't even have a computer. My wife does all that computer stuff.
I think the
I'll tell her
majority,
she does it.
majority of people are more familiar with Microsoft, like
Yeah.
Word and Office and everything else.
Yeah.
iPad is under an Apple iOS operating system. I think Microsoft I think probably just looking quickly, I think that the ThinkPad would probably be more beneficial because it's more of a laptop.
You
The only
prefer,
thing I know is Apple.
yeah. Do you prefer a tablet size or do you prefer a full size? But when you're going
Price,
to
I-
other meetings,
For me, for carrying it, it's nicer to have closer to a tablet size, just a personal preference.
Okay.
I can't imagine
okay, these
pulling
are,
that out during certain meetings,
Yeah,
or
you're gonna
trying to
have to
make some
buy a
notes.
bag to go with it just to pack it
Yeah.
around.
Okay, so I guess.
so we got a couple
basically,
ideas anyway,
Just
so,
come back, bring more ideas
yeah,
back next
okay.
meeting.
So we'll table this
And
for
pricing.
more information.
We want to
Perfect.
motion that we bring it back to the table at next meeting.
Just to follow up, and we had mentioned when we were in Palace,
Yeah.
to check in with them, because obviously that's their game, right?
Yeah.
They're very tech savvy, so they may have connections as far as deals with
Mhm.
already a contract with somebody.
Well, it
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt to touch base with,
Yeah.
say, the county, right? Because
County.
I
Yeah, I imagine
know
that.
some people got,
MPE, yeah,
Yeah.
um,
gonna reach
used-
out to.
used tablets from the county in the past, so.
Yeah, even refurbished ones would work too, if we had them wiped. we could probably utilize that too. We could probably get them at a whole different, price. range.
Yeah.
Get a better unit at a better.
That's right, something a little bit more around the
Well, maybe
$800, but we're only
PC
paying
at Computer
200.
and Strathmore might be able to
Yeah.
assist us there.
Those are runs Windows 11.
Okay, all in
Okay.
favor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carried. Financial report, 7/1, October 2025.
Sorry, I was hoping to get this out Monday and it was just not cooperating with me. So it was came together today. So you will see the bank reconciliation. Followed by the financial statement that we're sort of looking at, which includes everything. So shows your, oh, sorry. This one, yep,
Okay. There you go. Sorry, had it hidden.
sorry.
My apologies. Sorry.
So the first page is the bank reconciliation. Once everything balances at the bank, between the bank and what we've done on the computer, this is what it will provide us. Shows us our deposits, our interest, previous month's balance. Everything then corresponds and goes into a financial statement to, double check everything. In this new financial statement, it shows the restricted reserves, which changes every month because every month you have interest that gets applied in there. So, of course, you have the restricted part that never changes once council sets the budget, and then you have the unrestricted reserves keeps kind of accumulating. Just so you know the numbers, last year we were supposed to have used up the 27,000 that's sitting in the building reserves. Marlis and I caught it for some reason. They never did anything with it. They didn't take it out of reserves like they were supposed to. So it's still sitting in a restricted reserve. So depending upon if we need it or not, it's still there, but it's restricted still.
But we can still transfer that out of restricted.
And unfortunately, doing audit is not the same as how it was years ago. Auditors used to take, like Marlis, when she was doing it, would always move even small amounts from one account to the other to make everything work how it should be. The new auditors, if it's $2,000, you don't care. So they don't do, they don't make the changes. But to us, $2,000 moving in and out of accounts is a big deal, right? And we rely on that money to come into our budget for operating. But obviously they decided, well, we didn't really need it, so they left it into the reserves, which is okay. It's earning a high interest, so it's fine. It's just whether it's restricted or not is what makes the difference right now. Okay, so, and then down below, large capital budget. These numbers are up to date. So we're just waiting to see what our CCBF allocation will be for 2026. But this money here is not in our bank as of yet. In my mind, there's no point in bringing it in because as soon as we have it in our bank account, then we have to report the interest earned. So it doesn't matter whether it's in our account or their account, we still don't get it. So they will take off the interest earned from whatever you're going to use in your projects. So I figured may as well leave it there. It's much easier. Once we need it, then I just submit the SFE and they release the funds. So makes it a lot easier for us, then I don't have to account for the interest.
What does CCBF stand for again?
Canada Community Building Fund.
And when does that normally come?
When does that normally come? We should be knowing shortly here. So, and then the LGFF, this is a 2024, 25, and 26 amount that's in for the 613. I just couldn't find the paperwork that broke it out in all the years until after. So, but that's a total that is available right now if you wanted to do a project. So you have available next year 767,000 to put towards a project.
Well, plus what comes in.
Oh, yeah.
26.
Yeah. Which is going to be approximately
Try
in
to
that 70 to 80,000 range. Okay.
27,000.
Yeah. So, and we should be finding out about 2027 in the new year. So then that allows us to do a dip into the funds. We can do that. And then
In the future.
in the future, yeah. Yeah, as long as we have the money in our operating to pay for the project, that's fine. Then we just keep continuing on and then we can use funds, future funds to pay for the project today. So you just don't have access to it until they allocate it to you, right? So, but we did that with the Broadway project, phase 1.
Mhm.
That was
So-
this is the CERB money.
No, this is not CERB money at all. No. This is, this was LGFF was,
MSI.
no, MSI money and
CC.
no, MSI and no. MSI was the big one though.
Yeah,
That was the lion's
Yeah.
share.
yeah. I was trying to think of the other one.
Okay, and then the last part of the whole package is your BDR. So, oh no, actually, there's a couple more things. Now, I presented you the BDR that is broken out into different departments. Okay, so it shows everything that's allocated, or the same BDR can be presented differently where it just shows you line items. So I provided you this one. I could pass this one around. You guys can decide which one you like better. Either one works. So yeah, so that's the difference, is it just doesn't break it out into different groups.
Chris Fund was what I was thinking.
Oh, Chris, oh, yeah, that's
That was what I was
now gonna be under ICF.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what we're working on.
We'll see the other one.
Looks good.
And then the last one is just something I've started recently,
Yeah.
and it's mostly just to show council funds that are still remaining come into the account.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
I'll admit I like that one better.
which one? Oh, the one without, yeah,
Yeah.
Way,
yeah.
Easier.
Okay.
Honestly, yes.
And that's, yeah, it's the same report,
Same
just,
report, just, you know, they're
Yeah. okay,
way
then I can
easier to
provide that.
comprehend,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
all right.
The old guy.
The other thing you could do is just put like a line across from when it changes, segments.
Yeah.
Just
The
that
other
way-
one, it just
that
has-
way
it just-
You
I know.
can group
Yeah.
them together easier.
Yeah, sure.
It just doesn't have the subtotal for each.
And that's
department.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So this one here, if you just go across, it's just
Yeah.
gonna show you, for example, always taxes, when you do property taxes, it puts the whole amount in. So right now, if you look at the last sheet, you still have property taxes owing to the village as of today. So 89,979 outstanding taxes. So those are arrears, people, from previous years, this year. So,
But they've all been made aware.
oh, yes, yes. So tax service does all our tax arrears. So
Yeah.
right now, this year now, I'll be sending a courtesy letter saying, hey, you are now in arrears. If you don't pay up by March 31st of next year, you will be put on the tax arrears list. And then from there, they take over. It has nothing to do with the village. They send all the correspondence.
Awesome.
Yeah, so any questions about this last page, which just shows you funds that are still owed to the village? So just not what's, for example, like what's in the account is there, but it also shows you,
We owe 26,523.42 from memory lane.
yes. Yeah, they had a couple big projects, so 19,000 of it was irrigation that we just paid here recently, so that's why it's so high right now. But they will be getting their invoice here, and lot sales pending. We have one sale left to finish. GST receivables. Yeah, just little things. LGFF operating. Okay, so yeah. I will present a different BVR next time. Oh, and anybody can go onto the website for the local government, for CCDF, LGFF, and this is exactly, you want to see what it looks like. So there's the numbers that you get for 2024, 25, and 26 for LGFF, and CPF just comes in separately, so you can see the numbers there. Yeah, but anybody can go on and see those numbers on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just look up standard and.
Yeah.
Where you go. Yeah. Okay, so
What do you want to move to accept the financials?
I'll make a motion to accept the financials.
All in favor? Carry.
Yeah. Won't be so in-depth next time because you guys will understand what you're looking at,
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
So we're at an hour. I'm just waiting for Brandon to come.
Yep.
So we're at an hour, so you want to take 5?
Sure. Well, if I'd known that, I could have held off on my water.
We'll get another.
Sorry, man.
everybody.
I have the coffee machine there ready for you, but I'm not sure if you want, you can stick one on while you're going by.
I like
Cups are on the top.
You scared the bejesus out of me.
Sorry.
When was that?
Just now I snuck behind her.
Oh, sneaking around, gingerly opening the fridge.
Thank you.
I mean.
Okay, oh, neat.
I was also gonna talk to you about that. If I can do that way under budget, we could probably allocate some of that money towards our computers and our diagnostics.
That you'll have to.
But that's something.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah,
that-
that's something I just wanted to bring up
Yeah.
as a proposal,
Yeah,
as food for thought.
Yeah.
Because I know I can get the tires for about 750 put on installed. Ballast will be about 150 on top of that, so we're looking at about 850. And I could probably get the leaf replaced for about $500.
Yeah, I don't know if you can, the thing is getting parts for that thing, because I think you did look for used.
you know, you should start talking to, who's he talking to about getting it replaced?
Well, there's Monty or,
Yeah,
I'm not sure if Gene would do it or not.
I would just,
Gates is,
I would start using Monty as
Yeah.
he's light duty.
yeah,
So.
Yeah.
I don't know if the hourly rate would be, I don't
I
know.
believe
what-
that's where he got the rate from.
Yeah,
So. Well, sometimes like, I mean, for the amount that truck's used,
yeah, but I mean, there's,
I know, it's like the garbage truck. Eventually it's gonna have done its
well,
time.
we bought it new in 07.
Yeah.
So
But wasn't that part of a fire?
basic,
Wasn't that part of fire deal too, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
yeah, because we had firelight, siren, all that, everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that was Malcolm's truck.
Mhm.
You don't have decaf up here, do you?
Yes.
You're lucky that's still recording.
That's what I was gonna say.
That note.
Maybe I should put on. Hey,
They're insulated,
that's okay.
yeah.
Okay, so, snap, big dog.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not like for this, really, but.
I wore this husband exactly 2 weeks ago.
Were you both into?
No.
Hey, fashion is, it's hard. It's sacrifice.
Dirty water?
Yeah. But it smells good.
Oh, that's it.
I like bold coffee, but can't do the caffeine in the evenings anymore.
No?
No, it just keeps me awake.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's back. Correspondence, anything,
No, just the revised, Wheatland County appointments to IDF and ICF committees, which was, the original was in the package. It's now Deputy Reeve and Counselor Burrow with Scott Reeve Clausen as the alternate. So that was just.
we want to move to accept correspondence as information.
Accept correspondence as information.
All in favor? Carried. New business bylaw council procedure.
So you received it at the last meeting. Any thoughts, changes?
No, not really. Brandon's thinking.
I try not to. Get you in trouble.
No, I didn't see anything.
Actually, at the last meeting too, we could have did first reading, but this is one of those bylaws where we can do first, second, third reading at the same meeting. So. This is just to remove all those, the conduct word,
Mhm.
because there's no code of conduct anymore.
So can we make a motion for first reading for?
So you want to.
But would you, we want to do it all? Do it tonight?
Can, or you can just do first reading and then come
Come
back
back
and do
next meeting.
second and third reading next meeting.
I would rather do
Yes.
that.
Um,
We can do first and second tonight, right? Because we can still change until third.
Yeah.
We can change that.
Yeah.
third.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Do first reading and then do second and third next time. or-
Yeah, whichever.
Yeah, just do first reading then.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll make the motion to introduce first reading for new business 9-1 bylaw council procedures
2025.
2025-07.
All in favor? Carried.
Right.
All right, 9.2,
Okay.
policies on emergent matters.
Yeah, so after the last meeting, we were discussing the $5,000 limit or whatever. Anyway, Shelley and I started looking and don't even know where that $5,000 limit comes from, but it's not even anywhere in our policies or anything. So I have provided the unbudgeted expenditures, which was approved in the policy manuals as we've been going along. So that was approved in August 9th of 2023. The policy manual has been an ongoing document that we've been working on for the last 24, 25. Yeah, it's slow going, but everything needed to be updated. So in here is the emergent matter. Be presented to council for approval, non-emergency, but emergent matters can be moved forward. And there is no $5,000 limit, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, she searched and I looked and
I
don't
thought
know
it,
where it comes from,
I thought it sounded fine.
yeah. But anyway, so there is no limit, so if it's emergent, it's emergent,
Yeah.
right, so.
I
It's,
like the definitions.
yeah. Yeah, it's, what was it, looking for?
I was looking for it in here, but I
Uh,
can't find it right now.
Sorry, I had it and I should have highlighted it. In order to protect people or property in which there is an inadequate time for council to give its prior authorization for the expenditure. So if it affects people or property, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good with leaving it as is?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just accept that as information.
You want to make that motion?
I will.
Yeah. Any other conversation? All in favor? Carried. Fortis free invite to convention.
Yeah, so we were talking about the convention where we couldn't afford it, but Fortis had called and said, hey, are you guys attending? And I was like, no, unfortunately, we didn't have it in the budget to do that. And so he said, yeah, but why don't you attend? It's the Thursday night is free. He said you could still come and, meet everybody and come to the social. But again, there's always, there was also RMAs doing one on, well, there's Alberta Munis is tomorrow night, and then there's RMA Suite on November 17th. So if anybody wanted to,
I can't attend any,
Yeah.
sorry.
If it's not unfortunate.
no. So yeah, something we'll have to keep on for the radar for the next one, but he's just mentioned that, hey, well, it doesn't cost us anything but to come down and pay for parking, so. Okay,
It's nice to be invited.
yeah,
It is.
There you go.
Definitely.
I didn't realize that we could just attend those socials without
No, I've
attending
never
the
been
whole
told that
RMA.
either.
So he said, no, you can just come down and you're a guest and attend.
Snacks and drinks.
That's right. So we'll just motion
Thank 'em.
to accept his
Yes.
information.
And thank him for the invite.
Mhm.
I'll make that motion. All in favor? Carried. WSCSS request for donation.
Yeah, this is typically not something council would do, but you're a partner, I guess, so they're looking for donations for the mental health gala, Friday, November 21st. So.
I have to say, I read both their advertisement and the
Mhm.
donation request. I like the program and the awareness for that evening.
Mhm.
I would certainly, the wife and I are talking about attending. I think it'd be a great thing for us to show support for the initiative there. It's their first annual.
Mhm.
And you see more and more, of the mental illness coming into play, and it's not just, in your big city homeless situation. It's spreading out. Obviously, we have a fair bit in Strathmore.
Yeah.
It's really not long before it, just keeps spreading, and it'd be nice to get some more awareness out there.
Yeah.
So I'm certainly in favor of any support that this council would like to give.
So what can we do? Do we have?
Well, there's silent auction donation. There's the VIP table sponsorship, which is sponsors a table of 8. And then a monetary donation online or in person.
When is this?
November 21st, Friday, November 21st.
Coming up first.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's a table of 8?
One more than
Four.
7.
Yeah, I'm talking
A little less than 10. $400.
Well, less than 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I said a little less
Couple
than
$100.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to do? Do you want to give them an auction item or something?
Well, is there,
How about a truck?
is there anybody else here that would be wanting to attend?
I think I'm in one of the meetings on the 21st.
Right.
I think
Brad?
all day.
I can attend. Yeah, can do that.
You guys?
Just to, I won't be able to.
I can't, I'm going that night.
I can attend on the 21st. That's
Friday.
pretty much the only day that I have available.
And it's at 6 o'clock, I'm assuming roughly.
I don't
I-
remember.
Yeah, dinner at
Where is
6.
it being held?
It's in Strathmore. It's a civic center.
Strathmore Civic. Dinner at 6, program at 7:30, music at 9.
Was thinking that, I don't know about, if you guys wanted to do the VIP table or just pay the $25 each. But obviously you show a little more support with the donation. If these guys can't, that would make up 8 if you and Fred, you and whoever you got, I don't know even what you,
No.
Yeah.
No,
find a friend.
Fine.
Yeah, we could do,
Find one.
take the staff.
You got a couple days,
2, 4, 6.
That would be 8, 2, 4, you have, you could come maybe? Yeah.
Well, we definitely
Yeah.
probably could find,
Yeah, we have the 8 people to fill
okay,
the table, that would
Okay.
be,
make the motion.
okay,
I'll make that motion
Okay.
to, donate and, attend
VIP
the
table.
VIP
VIP
table.
table
at the-
sponsorship.
Yeah.
I wish I could
WFCSS.
go.
I'm looking forward to the talks, actually,
Mhm.
there's, speaks.
There's a lot.
I agree with you big
Mhm.
time on the whole mental thing, because I mean, we, Clooney, Lazar, even, six, Alicia meeting close by too. It's a very, awareness is good.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's good. Yeah, we gotta
Okay.
take care of our
Okay.
own.
So let them know.
So we're buying the table, all in favor?
Yeah.
Carrie,
Yeah, let Kristen know.
SDAB training and fact sheet.
Okay, so this is just, there's 2 that are gonna be doing SDD training, so there is some sessions that are coming up, so this is every time.
Brian's on it.
Really?
Yes.
Yes, you
I
are.
had to look it up, because I was like, that's not me, is it? No, it's Brian.
I missed the memo.
Yeah, we all cheered.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't sit on MPC, so it was you and, who's the other one?
I thought it was just Brian.
Just Brian?
Yeah, I think we're a member at large.
But anyway,
Oh.
just
Yeah.
whenever,
Yeah.
like, I mean, if you see a session that works in your favor, just let me know. But
Oh, okay.
You got
as
2
they
today?
come up,
I guess I gotta
we'll-
read it.
sometimes, yeah, so, I mean, this does not have to happen right now, but they will always be offering, and sometimes Palliser will do a session, and then it'll be a lot cheaper for the rest to 10 also. So, we'll wait and see if they host one or not, so.
We want to move to accept his information,
I'll make a motion to accept his information.
all in favor? Carrie. Assessment 101 for EO.
Yeah. So this is kind of like what Dennis had done at one time, so, if anybody's interested in the assessment part, sorry, there is a $50 fee,
Oh, that's right, for member or non-member, which was funny.
members and non-members, yeah.
Okay. I thought it would be great information to have. I'd be interested in, I don't know what, I forget when the dates were.
November 26th and January 14th.
January's okay. That's far away.
Yeah,
Actually, that January might work.
it worked.
January 14th falls on what day? Wednesday, that's our council.
The
meeting.
Wednesday, yeah, we could.
Council meeting.
That's right. I knew there was or the Wednesday, the 26th, right?
I can't go to the 26th.
Or 19th, what was it?
November 26th.
Yeah, that's 2 Wednesdays from now.
Yeah,
Was that a date? That was the daytime one on the Wasn't it?
My printing off here, sorry.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours in the afternoon, like
Some
11 to
manual.
1
Yeah.
or something.
The most inconvenient.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the one in January is the evening, 7 to 9, right before our council meeting. We could just have that
We could live
for our
stream.
council meeting, you know, in lieu of.
Well, we could always,
Training.
we could always move council meeting to another day. It's not set in stone, is it?
I can actually, I'll inquire if we have any other assessments 101 for elected
Yeah.
officials, maybe. So.
If not, I could try to do the afternoon on this. 20, 26. 26.
Yeah, so November 26th was from 11:30 to 1. And the 14th was 6:30 to 8 PM, yeah. Okay. So just Brandon,
Possibly me.
okay,
You need a motion for that.
yeah, because unfortunately it's not approved in our budget, so. Maybe.
I'll make a motion. We send Brandon and Brian.
Possibly.
for
All in
assessment
favor?
101.
Carried. 9.7 comparison of equalized assessments.
Yeah, this is just something, again, we might want to look at. It's very, sorry, it's so small. But it compares the assessments, equalized assessments from, so just remember you're dealing with assessments from last year to this year. And then if you're looking at that, so just for information.
Okay.
And again, it's all the municipalities, so you can compare other municipalities of the same size.
I'll make a motion to accept that as information.
All in favor? Carried. Budget 2026. Quote for training admin on Munisoft.
Yeah, so again, sorry, this is not part of our budget, so Unisoft requires or wants all new administration to be trained on the Unisoft program apps that we have, and at the same time, I do the training at the same time, because there's always something that you learn, right? So, but yeah, Laura will be trained on everything that Unisoft software will do.
We pretty much have to do it.
So this goes back a few years.
Yeah.
Where in 2020, they were just advising everybody. And they typically will not talk to anybody unless they're approved by council to be on the Unisoft app.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna make the motion.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor? Carried. Cost for sewage lagoon grant.
so again, this will probably just be for, it'll come up for next year's budget, but they require a gate. So James went and costed out metal versus wood. Not a huge difference to say,
There is on life expectancy.
Oh, yeah.
yes, life expectancy, yes. Well, for sure, where the metal gate will last a lot longer than the wood.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. For the price difference is really, not much there. But anyway, this will be something that we'll need to put in the spring to meet Alberta environment's requirements. In the meantime, they will just say that we are getting quotes and gonna have that installed.
This is on a sewage lagoon,
Yeah.
and it's just got a barbed wire fence around it right now.
The fence or the barbed wire around it is okay, but needs to be a gate
Yeah, we gotta get
Access.
to
Yeah,
access it.
right now it's just a big hole in the fence.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make the motion that we get the metal gates. And whenever I would like you to get them though. because of the fact that who knows what it'll be if we wait
Yes,
till
okay.
January.
Price is gonna go up.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah, there's,
I have a question, a silly question, being that it's metal gate, is it galvanized?
No, it'd be just black, just
Just carbon?
steel. Yeah.
oh,
Cause if it was galvanized, it would last a lifetime.
Probably twice the price.
So I didn't, yeah, you figured?
I don't know. We could look at it, but I mean, I know guys that have had oil companies that have had metal gates on for as long as I can remember. Right,
Oh,
just
okay, I
black
got you.
metal. So
Okay.
I think they're gonna
I
last.
thought it was all galvanized. Okay,
Yeah, I think they're
Whatever
gonna
works.
last as long as.
Fair enough.
Next council can deal with that.
Yeah, well, it'd be
enough.
console down the road.
Throws a pain on it.
So we will purchase the metal gates for access to the sewage.
Yeah,
loop.
all in favor. Carried. 9.9 Centennial Park lighting. So once the school left that area, it was dark.
Mhm.
There is, sorry, I added them. I added them in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
you said 10.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
think I
said
did.
That's why I had to, yeah, sorry.
No, that's
Okay.
okay.
9.9.
Fair enough.
Next
Carry
one
on.
will be 9.
I know there is questionable activity going on in there after dark, because I've witnessed it. And not positive if it'll be illegal, but it is just so dark. And we got the park there. I think we should talk to Fortis about. They got streetlights across the street, running a couple of streetlights at the entrances. It would light it up enough.
To deter.
Well, it is just so dark. I mean,
So, yeah, and that's exactly what they'll do is they'll provide you a quote.
yeah,
Right,
and that's
so-
just what I would like to see.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense.
Because if you guys go up for a drive there tonight when you leave here, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like all the school lights lit that whole area up, right? And then the school got tore down and now there's the street lights are all across the street.
Yeah.
So everything from that sidewalk in is just absolutely black.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're always trying to deter riffraff too, right?
Yeah.
Dark corners.
Well, and
like
it's
that.
safety too, right? I mean, now,
Yeah,
I mean, the
just
sun,
walking the sidewalk
there's
there.
less daylight time and the school bus pulls in there and pick kids up and drop them off.
Yeah.
yeah, kids are walking through that field
I'd just like to,
in the dark and.
I will make a motion to get a quote from Fortis.
The park lights. Okay.
All in favor?
Information is good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Carried.
100%.
So you're talking about reports.
9.10 then. Okay.
Actually, you can back it up to. Nobody else had reports up to 10-7?
No, that was talking about your reports for, remember we were discussing for the meeting,
Yeah,
how we wanted to do the reports, right?
so you want to talk about how to do the reports before we do the reports?
Yes.
For down the road.
That was supposed to be 9.7.9 in section 9.
But I
not
can't
10.
put that in reports. 'Cause it's
Oh,
gonna
no,
be
no.
business.
I know, but that's what you put
I
10,
thought-
10.
You kind of leveled you up a little bit with
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Sorry,
was,
that happens.
no, my mistake, I flipped it over to reports.
Yeah, so, well, I was inquiring as to how to submit the reports so that they get distributed prior to meetings. As opposed to just emailing and you printing them off and,
Yes.
or whatever. I don't know.
I'm wondering if we can set something up on the actual drive that they could submit the reports. If we start the package, they should be able to add to it.
If they're connected to the internal server, yes.
But not currently with just the drive, the way we have it now.
That would be, you could certainly, yeah, submit it to the drive. You can add it to the drive. But without notification, we cannot take, like, without you telling us, hey, I put something up on the drive, we don't know it's there, so
Yeah.
we're not going to be able to know if it is there.
Yeah. We just have to figure out how everybody's gonna know. So okay, well, I'm just trying to think, it's the same process. It's like everything that I get up until Friday, and then this is what's come in since Friday, right? So, yeah, don't keep adding to it because you may have already looked at the package, and then I'm gonna go and add something to it, right? So
Basically, we would have to have everything in before the Friday before the meeting.
that's right.
if we're gonna email it. Go ahead.
Can we, just kind of, we were thinking about, or as we we're discussing that, if we, on the drive, can we not essentially create a folder for each of the committees and then we can upload it and then let you guys know, and then you guys can put it into that folder. And then,
Yeah, if you have everything labeled, the dates, right? So then we can just take it, grab it and put it into
yeah,
that.
so we can
We
put
can
it,
try.
like our November,
might be the
like for
way
me,
to
it'd
do it.
be November 6th. So
Yeah.
for, Community Futures.
Yes,
There would just be a folder in Community Futures for November 6th, and somebody
Yes.
can look on that, and then if there's any questions, as Martin said, everything has to be in the Friday before, everything's there, we can look, and then we do a consolidated version of our reports.
yeah, we could try that. I mean, and then, so Friday, all your reports, whatever's there up to Friday, I will take and add it into the package so that everybody sees it.
Might take a training night for an old guy to figure out. Do all of this.
Yeah,
And then if there's any special things that need discussion, we can just, us as the community rep or committee rep, and just let everybody else know. But we've never really had anything like that before.
okay, well, we could try it for,
Okay,
from here going forward. Well, I'll send a reminder.
yeah, we can.
I'll send a
Yeah,
reminder.
absolutely. Once I get trained
And-
on it, I'll be fine.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because if you have a tablet, you'll just be doing it right there and then just save it and then.
Well, I have a problem. So I have everything that I have from I have more than one problem. I'm not talking about that problem.
Oh, okay.
This is a different problem.
Yeah, I went somewhere else.
Multitude.
I have multitude, yeah. So everything that, like my email and Google Drive is all on this.
Yeah,
Because, and my email does not work on this phone, the village email. I can receive emails, but I can't send emails.
we're the same. We're having the same issue.
So,
Yeah.
Exact same.
but I can't get onto Google Drive. I've had no issues,
Oh,
and now all of a sudden, I can't get on it.
Yeah, we changed your permissions.
I'm okay with that. So, but I think this will definitely work better if we get devices that is set up,
yes,
because trying to do this stuff on a phone just does not work.
No. I agree.
And I can't get anything over onto my iPad, and I don't really want to put anything over to my
Yes.
personal stuff, right?
Because then it's all for.
So we can try it, definitely. See. Okay. We don't need to make motion on that or anything, do we?
Well, it's a procedure
We can.
process, so
Uh,
we'll follow the,
Direct council continues.
yeah, well, as soon as we have it set, try and set it up, we'll let you know, and you can go on there and try it out.
Okay,
So we'll just do a trial anyway, so we'll
Okay.
just,
make a motion to do a trial. on
yeah,
I'll make that
reports.
motion.
Okay. In the Google Drive, all in favor? Carried. So that is it. If the rest of this is tabled, 11.0 to 11.
well, you gotta do your
We still got reports.
reports.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
Yeah,
So Demps, I had nothing, unsure of when our next meeting is.
okay, to be,
Wheatland Housing, we had nothing. Our next meeting is next Wednesday. Next Thursday.
Thursday.
Drumheller District Solid Waste.
Meeting on the 21st, I
Oh,
think
okay,
it is.
yeah. Okay, November 21st.
Yeah.
Okay.
WFCSS.
WSFS, we haven't had one since our election, so we have another one coming up, I believe, November 20. I believe I'll get you the date.
Is it a Tuesday or Thursday?
I believe it's a Thursday.
Oh, okay. Usually Thursdays, okay.
WRC.
November 25th, we have a meeting.
Mhm.
Already been in contact with them, and there was a little bit of scheduling issues that they had, not on our end, but on their end. They settled down on the 25th of November.
Yeah, I'll be on that one too.
Community Future Wild Rose.
So our meeting was on November the 6th. We did a brief orientation and organizational meeting for our new members. We've gone over some of our new projects that are upcoming. The man shed, there was a handout that was in the package, which is one that we're trying to be a part of as well with partnership. And there's a couple of projects, and I apologize, I don't have all my notes with me, but I do know the next meeting is December 4th.
They're probably on the Google Drive.
Probably on the Google
Yeah.
Drive, yes.
Library, yes. So we met on November 3rd. They did receive the lease and they are reviewing it for their endorsement. The Ham and Oyster fundraiser is confirmed. They go for November 28th. There was some back and forth on that because of costs. They will be advertising. The significant increase in oyster costs is expected to be covered by a forthcoming donation. Nice. So they were able to offer the supper at the historic price of $25 per adult for all you can eat.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is.
That is amazing. $25. Wow.
Yeah, as much ham and oyster as you want. Scallops, potatoes, yeah, everything.
I'd pay 25 not to eat an oyster.
They got ham too.
I ate a lot of ham.
See, their budget was reviewed and passed for 2026. The library Christmas open house is set for December 1st at 6 o'clock. It's always a good time. They went in camera session for labor, for which this counselor removed myself from the room. And the next meeting will be December 1st, right before the open house.
Brown,
Meeting to be scheduled, still to be determined.
Palliser,
Here I go again. Yes, we met for the Palliser AGM on November 6th in Hannah. Yvette and I took a ride. It was nice weather. Goodness. Didn't snow till the next morning.
awesome,
There you go.
awesome.
So overall, favorable reports. All's going well at Palliser. They are finally fully staffed with 7 employees. Beginning of 2026, we'll be initiating the Development Authority pilot program we spoke of earlier. So for 3 municipalities, that'll be Standard, Linden, and Delia. So that program will essentially assign Palliser as the development officer for Standard. So this will not only remove a workload from this office, but also ensure proper procedures are met for permits and safety codes. So that'll be, I think, extremely beneficial.
Absolutely.
Our requisition was estimated to increase to $10,000 this year, but they were able to budget to keep our requisition the same as the past 2 years at $8,800. Thankful for that. And just a side note for building permit statistics for Standard has increased significantly with 2024 having 2 permits with a construction value of $339,000 to this past year, 2025, having 7 permits valuing over 1.3 million. You're in Standard.
Nice.
That's what we want to see.
Yes.
That's what we want to see.
Absolutely.
And they had their election of the board of directors, and the next meeting will be scheduled in November of next year.
So they will also be doing the new aerials next year.
Oh, that's right,
That we were
yes.
part of that
Yeah.
project, so that will be done next year. And they have another member coming on board. So again, the more members we have, possibly we'll see reduced costs. We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bicycle, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, they were on board and then they.
Then they
left.
weren't, and then
No,
they're
they're
sorry
coming
they
back.
left, so
Yeah.
they're back.
All right, 11.0 to 11.13.
Okay, so in this section here, the only thing is that I'll bring to your attention that I've highlighted the dog bylaw that you can all take home to review and come back if there's any changes you'd like to see or something we need to change.
Okay.
Otherwise than that, it would stay as status quo. I think the major thing in discussion here is the number of dogs permitted per house. Is up for debate.
Also breeds too, breeds up for debate,
Sorry?
breeds.
Again, there is the definition of vicious dog. I don't think we actually, if there's a particular restriction on breed.
It's all up to review, so we can
Yeah.
do it, and if you have any concerns,
We'll bring it back.
yeah,
next
if you,
meeting.
or any ideas or want to add, remove.
Yeah.
That's why we removed. So.
Yeah.
So it's all up for debate.
The next one was just to bring to your attention MPE projects for 2026. Which, sorry, missing some pieces. Oh, here we go. Back in August, Chris had provided some low cost estimates. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So 11.4 in you on the table today. Sorry. So just for information, again, moving forward with your for next meeting. Okay. So these are some of the estimates that he had provided.
Can we take some zeros off of that?
Yeah, I wish.
No kidding, eh?
So now,
It was 800,000 to do Broadway.
yeah,
When we actually looked at it the last time.
Just getting more expensive.
Mhm.
and the last one is, well, the AER that I asked to move to the, don't think it really has, nothing's really come out of that pipeline that was happening over here. What this is they're just, they're decommissioning,
Oh,
and just notifying that they'll be doing that. So,
oh,
and it's more, it seems to be more around Hazard. Is where they were, Hazard abandonments that they'll be taking care of and cleaning up.
Yeah, that letter we sent was on that pipeline that runs around town, right?
The other one over here.
Over here, that
Yeah.
runs to the north.
But that has nothing to
back
do
the
with
west,
this. Yeah.
Nothing to do with that one.
No, these are just abandonments that they're gonna be cleaning up, so. Okay. And then the last one was, I was just bringing to your attention because it may be coming up on the next agenda is, land donation, because this is part of a project that we're doing. Nutrien is looking at donating land to the village. At first, it started with easements and it just came down to it. Why don't we just clean this up and give this land to the village and then there's no easements? So in discussion with Ace Surveys and where they're gonna sell land, that landowner needs access to that land, otherwise than that, it's not very valuable land for Nutrien to sell. So if you follow the green line, that would be basically how it would be subdivided. So anything south of that would now belong to the village. And they had a very funny, it was almost like, looked like a chair leg, you know, wheel in the middle because it was the old sewage lagoon.
Yeah.
And they own on each side. So this way we will take possession of all that land
To the south.
to the south. So again, this is just, it requires us just to do the subdivision
Mhm.
and survey and the land becomes ours. So it's gonna be just a donation that they're gonna give to us. It
Yeah.
doesn't cost us anything for the land. So we're still working on that. yeah, other than that, everything else, basically this can be all tabled to the
Okay.
next meeting. So
Somebody like to move to table the
ongoing business.
ongoing business to next meeting.
I can't.
Brian, all in favor? Carried. Counselors' concerns. Richard,
No, sir, not at this time.
Brandon. I have nothing. Counselors' concerns?
I have one. In regards to the house that's sitting on the back end here of Third Street
Mhm.
that has been sitting there for a while now.
Yeah.
Do we have an update on that?
Yeah, it's coming to MPC after this meeting, so. Yeah. It will never happen again.
No.
Um,
Brian,
No, nothing.
closed session. Go.
Alright.
Get off.
So, yeah, so we will just be going into closed sessions, so.
Somebody want to move? Just wait till we move. We want to move to go in camera.
You want me to make that motion? I'll make the motion to go ahead and camera.
Yeah, we're good to end.